Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nexus Gaming Series. Once again, I am Jason, and I've got another match, this time in the C West Division. We've got Arrogant Nephalem versus Team Awesomesauce, number 3 versus number 5 in the current standings in the division. So this should be quite the matchup between these two teams. We have done the coin toss. We've got everybody in lobby. Let me just make sure these teams are ready to go, and we will get you guys in for game number 1. Go over the coin flip real quick for you guys, which was won by Arrogant Nephalem. They banned out Cursed Hollow. Volskaya Foundry then banned out by Team Awesomesauce. Our first map here is going to be Towers of Doom, picked up by Arrogant Nephalem, and then Team Awesomesauce selected that Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2. And these teams are both ready to go, and we're going to head on into the first draft here on Towers of Doom. First pick, first ban, going over to Team Awesomesauce. And this is a map that really prioritizes wave clear. It could be very nice to also have a fair amount of the global ability, quick rotational ability on this map, to be able to quickly get around to these different altars. Good zoning can be very strong, but on the other side of that scenario can also be strong pokes. So we see a lot of strong poke heroes like Chromie become popularized on a map here like Towers of Doom, where the objectives can be long and can just take a while to really develop, and you can really end up with a lot of time spent fighting over these points. So first bans here are going to be Stukov and Phoenix, a couple of heroes that are pretty strong in the meta right now for sure. Stukov, one of the strongest healers in the game, right up there right now with a 1-2 punch with Malfurion, I should say. So not surprised at all to see Stukov banned, but I have to wonder if Team Awesomesauce wanted to prioritize the Malfurion at all. But they're going to pick up the Sonya here early, so good split push potential. Of course, great camp taking ability to be able to constantly have these sappers and put pressure in that solo lane. Good wave clear, good zoning ability. So Sonya, just an all-around good hero, not only in the game, but also just very strong on this map in general. Always a good tool to have just on any map, in any situation, though. It gives you kind of the best of both worlds with having that second warrior on the front line for pressure, but also does a very solid amount of damage on that front line as well. But we will see Arrogant Nephalem, I think, with a couple of very smart picks here. They're going to go ahead and get themselves a support. They're going to pick up Malfurion after that Stukov ban and really corner the market on strong support heroes. We're going to have the Hanzo banned out on the, Hanzo picked up also on that same rotation. So good solid poke potential. A lot of damage, of course, coming out from Hanzo. Meanwhile, we're going to see Diablo and Greymane picked up here for Team Awesomesauce. So Diablo, of course, has been very, very powerful. One of the strongest tanks in the meta right there with Garrosh. So I have to wonder if Team Awesomesauce wants to ban out the Garrosh in response, which can be a very strong pairing with that Malfurion. Be a good tank chokehold opportunity for them. Meanwhile, Arrogant Nephalem has the opportunity to further choke out the supports if they want to go with that. They could also choke out some backline damage by maybe banning out the Junkrat, or possibly look to some of the mages like Chromie. We could end up seeing them. So they are going to go ahead and take Jaina out of the picture here. So good solid follow up to Diablo. Good pairing with the Ring. And we'll have to see exactly what direction that they want to look at into this next pick phase. But Blaze is actually going to be the ban out here. So Team Awesomesauce could have either looked towards the tank chokehold or the solo lane chokehold. And that is the direction that they end up going. They are going to take out the Blaze, which is one of the only heroes in the game that can really go toe-to-toe with Sonya in the solo lane. So I think that's a pretty strong ban out in general. That's solid. So a couple picks coming up here for Arrogant Nephalem. They have the opportunity to pick up the Garrosh. The question really for them in this pick phase is what exactly do they want to save for that last pick to flex? They don't know what the support is going to look like right now for Team Awesomesauce.
Here we go
So they may
again.
want to look to flex at damage, but they're actually going to pick up that second damage. They're going to get the Chromie before Team Awesomesauce can possibly pick it up. They're going to go ahead and pick up the Varian, who is likely the main tank with the taunt, but could be played as a solo laner. So could kind of go either way at this point.
Energy.
And the Kerrigan coming out from Team Awesomesauce. So you kind of expected either another backline assassin or a melee assassin to really be able to charge in. And with the dive from Diablo and Greymane and the frontline pressure of Sonya that they already have, they were going to need something to be able to get to the backline here against this Hanzo, against this Chromie. And this is going to put them a lot of pressure. This is going to give them a lot of pressure and zoning potential. So I really like this aggressive style of draft from Team Awesomesauce. They do have to be a little bit careful. There is quite a lot of damage, counter siege potential, and poke ability that comes out from the backline of Arrogant Nephalem, and they can do it from a pretty safe distance. Hanzo has very good range on his abilities. Chromie, of course, one of the biggest ranges in the game for her spells, and they have a lot of CC potential with the Varian and the Malfurion for them to follow up. So, while I do like the aggressiveness from Team Awesomesauce, Arrogant Nephalem, I feel like, holds the cards, but also have a much higher burden of execution. If they step out, it's not going to be difficult for Awesomesauce to blow them up at all. So positioning is going to be very, very important here for Arrogant Nephalem. We'll have to see if they have the goods and the ability to really back up that difficult style play. But they're actually going to go to the Garrosh as well. So, you know, I did reference that the Garrosh, very good in combination with the Malfurion. All that extra armor and sustainability that he has. So now this can be a Colossal Smash or a Twin Blade variant. They could go double taunt if they really want to. They definitely have the damage to have that available as a viable option from the backline. And it gives them a lot of control on the front as well against these divey heroes. But we'll see. We'll see what Arrogant Nephalem's got here. They definitely have a very interesting comp. And they do have quite a bit of stall and poke ability here, which I think on towers is so important. Lacking maybe a little bit in the wave clear department. You know, Hanzo, of course, does have a couple of good builds that can contribute to the wave clear in varying amounts. So I guess we will see. Is it the unstoppable force or the immovable object that ends up winning this one? I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Nightcap here for NGS. I know we got a couple other matchups still going on, but this one just starting out here. Game number 1 on Towers of Doom here in the C West. A couple of the C West's best teams going head to head. And map really is all about the head to head, fighting over these altars. And we will load on in for game number 1 on the left. It is going to be Arrogant Nephalem. We are going to have Triad. It's going to be on the Hanzo. I've forgotten how to pronounce it. They warned me, but it's I believe it's Keem on the Chromie. Sengatai on the Garrosh. The Kilden is going to be on the Varian, and Null Pointer is going to be on the Malfurion. On the right, Team Awesomesauce, we're going to have Akash on the Greymane. The Holy Growl is going to be on the Kerrigan. Funk Panda on the Lucio. Jimmy is going to be on the Diablo. And we're going to have 7 Purrs on the Sonya. Alright, so right away, Sonya rotating up to the top. I like this technique for soaking. Not going directly in, kind of letting a little bit of this wave get killed on each side, so they lose a little bit of that soak initially. Does end up clearing it, though. It is going to be Hanzo up in the solo lane. Varian rotating to the bot to get that clear. And right away, both teams doing a nice job getting the soak on each side, not losing much, if any, XP in these early waves. Camps now spawning on either side of the map, and the combo aimed there for Chromie by the Holy Grow, but ends up finding a Malfurion instead. But not quite enough follow-up just yet to be able to really have a kill come out here. So it'd be interesting to see the follow-up potential. We do have Lucio, who doesn't exactly have the best follow-up CC, does have the boot to try and keep them out of position. And Kerrigan herself brings quite a lot of damage, even without help from others from the combo. And you can see right now that the Holy Grail is building into that with sharpened blades to deal just a little bit of extra damage. Meanwhile, Akash, all kinds of trouble. Garrosh with a very nice toss combo. And that is going to be first blood, going over to Arrogant Nephalem. They have definitely, I believe, the damage advantage here with the Chromie and the Hanzo. And it'll be interesting to see what level 4 we end up getting here for Varian. I expect it to be a DPS spec, ideally, but they could go into double taunt. Definitely an option, and that is what they do. They are going to go ahead and have Dekilden playing the taunt.
You can't stop me.
Unstoppable pop there. Funk Panda gets tossed back. Groundbreaker hits, taunt to follow, and that's going to make it real easy.
Be ready. You
For the
must
Chromie damage to just come right on down. I'll tell you what, Arrogant Nephalem's captain told me exactly how to pronounce Chromie's name before we even started here. I believe what he told me was Kimi, but I told him I would probably also forget what it was. So I'm gonna go with Kimi. I remember it was definitely an E in there. The start. The rest of this game, it's gonna be Kimi. I apologize if it's wrong. But either way, we do have the altars being traded out here. Diablo being tossed, and Jimmy in all kinds of trouble. Jimmy, no! He goes down. We're gonna have a bit of an altar advantage here for the side of Team Awesomesauce. They make a nice rotation and end up getting the bottom one uncontested. Both teams trading out the top, and that'll be an early 4-shot lead for the side of Team Awesomesauce. Definitely have the ability to come back in this one. Definitely not something they can't recover from. Right now, about half level lead here for Arrogant Nephalem. Oh, and look at the aggressive rotations coming in. They were looking at the siege camp, trying to scout if Arrogant Nephalem was on it, and the charge in on the null pointer. They split the focus a little bit. They end up getting off of the Malfurion, and they turn around. They're trying to get the Garrosh. Garrosh, of course, with all that armor, difficult to kill, but they make it happen. Diablo getting that final hit, and to kill him. Gonna walk away there. Almost no health. Kimi trying to do a little bit of damage in return here, trying to poke him back out. A little bit tough to hit the Chromie damage without the aid of the CC. There's quite a lot of CC over on the side of Arrogant Nephalem when their heroes are alive, and well, they were not there, of course. Now both sides going to go ahead and trade out their respective camps, but definitely capped a lot faster over on the side of Team Awesomesauce. They're going to come over and try and invade. They don't get here in time for the camp. They are going to dive in, and the Chromie is going to get completely blown up there. And just like that, definite positional advantage for Team Awesomesauce. They have Garrosh cut off and in no man's land here. There is a lot of damage coming out, but without the Chromie, they just don't have quite the damage output they would like. And for now, Lucio able to easily heal through this. Flowing Sands once again coming out, even though there's no cleanse over on the side of Team Awesomesauce. Of course, Flowing Sands, very good zoning tool. Can be a big annoyance, especially in these choke points. Trying to get in to these shrine areas can cut off one of the possible entryways for your opponent. Plus, there's a lot of CC already, I think, on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I don't think Time Loop was needed at all. Even despite the lack of cleanse. Kime. I'm gonna try. Kime. I think that's right. Knight's got my back. He knows. Alright. I remembered half of it. Greymane, though, gonna be caught out a little bit here. Nice rotation in from Arrogant Nephalem. Ironically, don't have any Nephalem on their team right now. I don't know. I mean, Team Awesomesauce representing with the Sonya. But, see level 10s coming in for both teams. Picked up pretty much equally. We got a double spawn here in the bot. Go for the throat is going to be the heroic of choice this game for Greymane. Otherwise, across the board, pretty standard what you would expect. It is the Twilight Dream, this game for Null Pointer, over the Tranquility. So a couple heroics that might be a little bit of a question. Also worth noting that Varian hasn't selected yet. Does go with the Juggernaut at 10. Meanwhile, Hanzo finishing Redemption here. Gonna have that increased basic attack speed now. The Greymane is the first to fall, and the heroes over on the side of Team Awesomesauce are being chunked down. The Holy Grail so low here. 7 Pers does rotate to cap. It looks like might even get away with this. Yes, does get away with the cap before the members of Arrogant Nephalem can rotate there. So this is just going to be a straight trade out. But that is going to be the first points down for the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Quite a while. Still an 8-point lead right now for Team Awesomesauce. We will see 7 Pers instantly rotating to the top after capping that. Gonna get some nice damage on this top port front wall. Take down, open up this bell tower a little bit. Both teams quickly grabbing their camps, but the taunt comes down onto the Holy Grail. And that is going to be a nice pick here. 6th kill of the game for Arrogant Nephalem. And a burden of execution disparity starting to show itself a little bit here. Team Awesomesauce definitely got the harder job in this match of synchronizing their combo damage. They don't have quite as much what I would call easy damage to achieve here. Got to be put on the right. There's no loop or regret. Yeah, I mean, loop could have, like I said, could have been an option, Knight. I agree with you. But I think that there's so much CC that's not really needed. And you can get some pretty massive value on this map out of the slowing sand. So I do like that pick coming out here. From Kime. I think we got it, team. Oh, meanwhile, 7 Pers gotta watch out here. Root comes down. Taunt to follow. Other taunt to follow. APOC in response, but after all that spinning and all that potential winning, Sonya goes down. The Garrosh falling in response. Holy Grail going in with the Maelstrom. Oh, and Kime. Kime, look out! Does use the Ice Block to try and stall it. Greymane, though, going for the throat. It's actually the Holy Grail that gets the final kill there. And this fight raging on while both these altars have spawned just below all of this mayhem. And for now, Dekilden will go ahead and step back and cap the Holy Grail. So all that team fighting in the top there, these teams will just decide the gentleman's wager is good enough, and they'll trade out. And the lead stays at 8 right now for the side of Team Awesomesauce. Quickly rotate up to the camp, but I think the part of the match where these teams are splitting up has come to an end. It feels like the death balls are incoming. Greymane split out a little bit here, but is now collapsing in with the team. Pretty equal on level, so neither team really losing too much out of this death ball. But this is how a death ball. This is a death fist right now. These guys are rolling around tight, ready to kill. and they are rotating aggressively onto this camp. Will they scout it? They do not, actually. They're going after Greymane, and Greymane, oh, buddy. Oh, dog. Oh, man, that is going to be another kill. These rotations are getting a little bit mean here for Arrogant Nephalem. They're executing. But you will see the response here. I like this response from Team Awesomesauce. They're going to split out to lane. They're going to get some extra lane soak out of this. They know how to go ahead and pick up their advantages as they come. While in the bot lane, I like the call on the other end as well. Arrogant Nephalem rotating around as 5. They're going to go ahead and pick up this bell tower. And this couldn't have come at a better time in the match, really. You've got the triple altar phase activating. This is the last triple altar phase that we will have. Right now, a couple members of Team Awesomesauce are up here, but are not going to be able to get this bell tower in time. Romy is staying down here. Hime, go ahead and cap it. Gonna charge in onto Hanzo, and the focus damage is good, so execution max level there for Team Awesomesauce. Well, the bottom has been capped. Chromie is on the way, but 7 Purrs manages to cap anyway. And we'll see a bit of a miss there on the combo. And for now, both teams will back away without any more fighting. 5 shots going over to Arrogant Nephalem from that one altar in the bot. 6 shots going over to Team Awesomesauce from their double cap in the top. And the lead will be stretched just one more. It is 23-14, 9-point lead now for Team Awesomesauce. But XP pretty even, just about a half-level lead here for Arrogant Nephalem. They will get a little bit of extra XP. Oh, but the combo damage, the taunt, the toss, 7 Purrs, once again, gonna end up falling. And it's the solo members right now for Arrogant Nephalem that are really having a hard time. I feel like in 5v5 situations, Team Awesomesauce doing just fine. The solo members are the ones that are getting completely blown up here, so just need to, I think they just need to play a little bit more careful if they're going to be out on an island by themselves. They're getting caught out in the middle of these lanes as these ganks and rotations start. And, you know, you either got to roll as 5, or if you do have that one person out, they just gotta be super safe, for where there's just no way Varian could get into them to get that initial taunt and that initiation. Well, it looks like both teams are going to go ahead and trade out the bell towers and top and bot for now. Definite advantage to Team Awesomesauce, though. This is the trade that they are very happy to make. The next bell tower is spawning in bot, so no good retreat path here for Arrogant Nephalem if they do decide to engage this, and it does appear that they are going to. They do have their level 16s now on the same talent tier, and here we go. 5 versus 5 in the bot lane. Everybody's alive. Altar is activated here, and who will look to get it first? Right now, a lot of posturing. Slowing Sands will go out, keeping the members of Team Awesomesauce from being able to engage there. Goes in anyway, though, is Jimmy. Pops the APOC, not finding much out of that, but Garrosh is getting chunked here. Does have quite a bit of armor building up on the back end. At Cash diving in deep, gets the Malfurion. Will he be able to make it out, though? Varian on the chase, does get the kill with the Lion's Maw there. We're gonna have 7 Purrs going in deep, though. Finds the Hanzo, and this is the problem. They didn't have this area to retreat. This is not a friendly altar for them. It is shooting at the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and they rotate out, but it's a 1-for-3 exchange. And now the members of Team Awesomesauce can easily rotate to pick up this bottom, or they already picked up the bottom altar. My mistake. They can easily rotate for camps here, but either way, they do get those 4 shots. 13 points now, leading on Towers of Doom. Of course, this map is never really over until those final shots are on the way to the core. Definitely room for Arrogant Nephalem to come back in this one. Arrogant, of course, a hero that does not scale particularly well, but Boss is going to be started. But we do see see the vision coming out, so the members of Arrogant Nephalem know that they're here, but also are not going to look to contest. They're going to go ahead and just pick up the bottom bell tower back, stop the shots coming in. That's definitely a safer play. You know, the 4 shots are not going to end the game just yet, but both of these altars would be the end of the game if Team Awesomesauce is able to get it. And they've got a lot of margin for error here. They got 23 on the core. So if I'm Team Awesomesauce right now, I am looking to hard engage. Because if you win this, this is the end of the game. This is your first potential win condition of the game. I feel like they should be going for it. They are going to go in on the fight, but it's really Arrogant Nephalem that is more the aggressors. Early sound barrier there. They are able to keep the members alive. 7 Furs low on the back end, though, is going to be the first to fall for the side of Team Awesomesauce, but Hanzo already down here. And we're going to see Cash getting very low. Goes in the back end after a null pointer, but the ice block comes out. They're able to turn around and kill him. And now Kimmy on the bottom end here is going to end up falling to the charge from Jimmy. And we're going to see them trading out for now. Funk Panda should be able to cap this. We'll be able to keep the Dream alive. Gets the 4 shots, taking them down to 2. Bit of a misplay there from Arrogant Nephalem. They win the team fight pretty big, 2 for 4, but they don't get anybody in position to take them out. Of course, Jimmy did have the souls to come back. Jimmy is back, but he has no souls, so much weaker than his previous form. Fire Devil on Towers of Doom makes me sad. Oh yeah, that's strange. Yeah, we don't get the charge quest because there's so many easy places to be able to charge into terrain here. You would expect that to be a pretty priority talent for Diablo. But right now, the members of Team Awesomesauce soaking the 20, clearing out the camps here. Both teams actually do have the 20. They've got a massive lead right now. They don't really have to worry about bell towers too much. They only have to keep their hands on 1 for the rest of this match. Of course, the more that Arrogant Nephalem have in terms of bell towers, the easier the catch-up is going to be, because they can get more shots out of each altar that they are able to cap. But right now, Team Awesomesauce is only going to need 1 cap to be able to pick up those last 2 points. So they're going to go ahead, and they are going to take back the bell tower. They should have plenty of time here. 10 seconds still to rotate. But it's not going to be a positional advantage. Arrogant Nephalem can look to just zone here if they want. The members are coming from top. Will they get directly on the cap? The Killin does cap. Looking to get it. APOC will come out in time to interrupt him, though. Sound barrier actually interrupted there by the Groundbreaker from Zenyatta. Let's see. The Maelstrom pops as they go in. Jimmy getting kind of low. Only has 40 souls, so doesn't quite have the sustainability that he would like, but Triumph caught out here. The agility, not quite enough to get him out. 7 Purs going in with the spear, not quite finding Null Pointer, but now Null Pointer is right in the middle of the red team. Gonna end up falling here. Team Awesomesauce looking good. They're gonna clean up the last few kills here. They have that altar still available to finish this game off. The charge comes in. The Killin, the last man standing, will fall. 5-0. Team Ace and Team Awesomesauce finishing it off in style. They're gonna pick themselves up. Game number 1 here on Towers of Doom. GG. Team Awesomesauce looked good that series. They, like I said, I feel like they had the higher burden of execution. Diablo is a hero that's well known to be a hero that really thrives on players that are very good at playing him, that know how to do the engage as well, know how to find those angles. And I feel like it comes down mostly to practice and time in. Once you've got a lot of experience on Diablo, right now in the game, he's in my opinion, the strongest tank in the game. You can talk for days and days and days about how good Garrosh is, but there are counters in the game to him, most definitely. And just in general, Diablo, it's much more difficult to stop him from engaging when he wants to engage and when he wants to find those combos. And Jimmy doing a great job finding those engages, and in general, Team Awesomesauce finding the damage that they needed to find to be able to really follow that up. Akash having 40k hero damage and 6 killing blows, going for the throat, finding those kills. We'll give you guys a quick snapshot of these talents. Also, what's more scary than seeing Kerrigan, Diablo, and Sonya diving in at you all at once with Greymane behind it? That's just downright evil. I mean, that's such hard engage potential, and they played that extremely well. So we are going to set up game number 2 here for you guys. It is going to be played out on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Definitely one of my favorite maps. Heavy wave clear potential, but in a lot of ways does have some similarities with Towers of Doom, in that it has these map objectives that you constantly want to have vision over. You want to be able to interrupt. So I really like to see what strategies come out on this map in particular. We'll go ahead and get our teams on into lobby. So this is going to be first pick, first map for the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Team Awesomesauce's map. I think Kime self-cast a W that could have killed 2 heroes. Yeah, that's pretty rough. You know, Chromie abilities in general are pretty tough. Especially when they don't have a lot of CC follow-up. Let's see. Let me just make sure we are all ready to go here in lobby, that I got all the teams right. I am not super familiar with these rosters, but I think I might have got it. Yeah. All right. Make sure both teams are ready to go. We've got everybody in lobby. They look ready to me. You know, gotta ask. Gotta make sure. All right, we are indeed ready to go, and in we shall go. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Arrogant Nephalem, gonna be the first pick, first ban. Team Awesomesauce hosting on their map here. And Knight laying down the wisdom here. We got game number 2, wave clear heavy map. I always like to say welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen, where it's all about the wave clear and the mercs don't matter. But that's not completely true. The mercs can be influential in helping push with or against the map objective, these web weavers. Not to mention that the boss up in the top lane is pretty much the only reliable win condition on the map. So it can be very good for being able to really help you finish on a map that just is not easy to end the game on. But Phoenix going to be the first pick here, as we see Arrogant Nephalem taking Sonya off the board here early. Not wanting to see more of that from last game. And the Garrosh ban from Team Awesomesauce, blaming those tosses on some of those early picks, I believe. Phoenix, an early pick here, and gotta be Diablo, right? I would expect to see Gul'dan Diablo coming out from Team Awesomesauce. Not so much the Gul'dan. It, of course, is very good on this map in particular. Amazing wave clear, good sustained damage, good pokeability and denial for these Webweaver turn-in spots. So, not surprised to see the Gul'dan, but definitely a very high priority on it here for Team Awesomesauce. They get it nice and early, and they will indeed get the Diablo. They ban out the Garrosh, they pick up the Diablo, the other best tank in the meta. Just like that. Arrogant Nephalem gonna have to pick up a tank here, or could potentially be choked out pretty hard on the tank options. If that indeed is the direction that they look to go here. They've got Phoenix, so they got quite a lot of sustained damage. Phoenix able to step forward and get quite a bit of damage out before having to retreat. They're actually not going to go with the tank. They're going to go ahead and get Stukov, which I think the healer is definitely a very good pickup here. The Ragnaros is interesting. They do get a lot from the Rag, a lot of wave clear potential, a lot of frontline pressure. He does deal quite a bit of damage on that front line. And of course, he's good on this map with the Molten Core for being able to defend out the Web Weavers. Can give you kind of a second avenue to a win condition on this map. If you're pushing in, you have a keep down, he can give you that Molten Core, give you a little bit of extra stability on that final push attempt. Stukov, a very good pick here, though. I definitely like the Stukov. He is a little susceptible to the Diablo dive, but at the end of the day, has a lot of good sustain in lane. The silence can be very annoying to deal with. And now it gives them the opportunity to really choke out the support pool. Particularly with the two best supports. They pick the Stukov. They can now ban the Malfurion, which is a good pairing, of course, with the Diablo and with the Gul'dan. Constantly able to supply Gul'dan with healing through the Q and then the constant Moonfires. Gives them the ability to take back a lot of mana through that mana tap and keep them constantly pumping out damage. So you want a sustained healer to go with Gul'dan, and there's few in the game better right now than Malfurion. So I'd expect this to be the ban out for Arrogant Nephalem, but they might have a different worry. The Greymane play from last game was pretty solid. The Kerrigan was scary, and this is another map that she's well known for. Shrines. And then Blaze. Okay, so Blaze also very good in the solo lane. Can give Ragnaros a lot of trouble down in that bottom lane early. So they ban out the Blaze. Meanwhile, Chromie taken out for Team Awesomesauce, so I don't want to see more of that Kime style Chromie. Jojo Plus. Okay. Yeah, Johanna could be interesting. You're definitely right about that. They couple good tanks possibility for Arrogant Nephalem still. Johanna does bring the good wave clear, brings the blinds if we get some auto attack damage in here from Team Awesomesauce. Could potentially enable a Cassia. It is going to be the Kerrigan once again. They're going to pair that Diablo Kerrigan. But this time, instead of Sonya that was banned out, they're going to pair it with the Artanis. So you talk about blind value. Artanis and Kerrigan, two heroes that do not like to be blind. So Johanna, her stock just went up, for sure. ETC also an option, but struggles a little bit more against the Diablo, the Kerrigan. The Artanis can be a little bit difficult to deal with on the front line. Plus the constant poke of Gul'dan can be a bit annoying for everybody's favorite cow here in the Nexus. I think the Johanna's pretty solid. They also ideally want another damage dealer. They could do another backline. They could do a little bit of mage power, possibly with a Kael'thas or a Jaina. Ming wouldn't be terrible here, but not well known for her wave clear, though I think Arrogant Nephalem have enough wave clear to definitely go with it. They could go with more sustained backline if they want. So Hanzo. How could we forget about the Shimada brother himself, who's been so dominant in the game lately, can contribute very well to wave clear. And the Morales coming out as the healer. So Team Awesomesauce electing to not play the Malfurion, going instead to the Morales. How interesting. It surprises me a little bit. Not to say that I think it's a bad pick. Arrogant Nephalem doesn't have very much dive damage potential. They have quite a lot of... Yeah, and I agree. Knight putting in the chat, risky not banning Malf. I agree. I'm surprised that Team Awesomesauce didn't take it. A lot of good combo potential with the Diablo for CC. Try and keep the members out of place here. It's good sustained healing for Gul'dan. But so is Morales. Morales has quite a lot of sustained damage. They could go with the Medevac for the global ability, but of course Tomb of the Spider Queen, a very small map. You don't get quite as much out of that. But it can enable very quick rotations from top to bottom. If you ever see the enemy team bot, or if you get a big team fight win, you can extremely quickly get to the boss on this map with that. But the Artanis, the Kerrigan, they both love Stim Drone. So I expect that to be the pick here, but a lot of sustained healing, not a lot of dive to counter it. We'll see how it works out. I will mention one thing, though, is that the Johanna can be very good with the Condemn at interrupting Morales' healing. But either way, we are loading in here for game number 2 on the left. It is going to be Arrogant Nephalem. We're going to have Trieb on the, looks like, on the Hanzo there. I got to make sure, yeah. They're stacked up pretty well. It is going to be Kime on the Phoenix. Dekilden is going to be on the Ragnaros. No Pointer on the Stukov. And Sengatai is going to be on, or Sigatai is going to be on the Johanna. Meanwhile, on the right, already here in the mid, is Team Awesomesauce. We're going to have a Cash on the Gul'dan. Funk Panda is going to be on the Morales. The Holy Groll is going to be on the Kerrigan. Jimmy is going to be on the Diablo. And 7 Purrs is going to be on the Artanis. Right away, could have been some serious value there for Triad on the level 1 talent. If he had gone with the simple geometry, got quite a lot of those arrows there onto Jimmy. But has gone with Redemption once again. Looking for that constant poke damage. Oh, meanwhile, the stun's coming out. Iron Skin is popped. But Johanna will make it out safely this time around. That is some serious pressure coming in from Team Awesomesauce. They get a nice combo of damage out. Yeah, I agree with you, Knight. I do like the Alex Straza pick. You know, the Searing Flame can be very nice to aid divey heroes. Rhaegar also, I think, can be very good. Could have also maybe saw an Uther, who with D-Shield can be very good at aiding dive. But Morales is an interesting pick. We'll see how it works out for him. I think Stim Drone can be very nice. And actually, here's some interesting. I just now saw some interesting value that I didn't really think about. The grenade to counter the Stukov. Throws the grenade out at Stukov while he's putting down that lurking arm. Easy interrupt. Be able to get rid of that silence. I do like that quite a lot. And there it is again. As soon as that silence comes out from No Pointer, Funk Panda says no thank you, throws the mine. And the grenade cannot be stopped. It will go until either it reaches its full max length or Funk Panda decides to detonate it. So if he can get in range of the Stukov, can definitely hit it. And that will become a little more difficult at level 7. While Trieb having to dive on out there with the natural agility. The combo from Holy Groll was coming after him. We will see Johanna in deep there to try and pick up the gems. Once again, No Pointer interrupted by Funk Panda. Really on point with that. I like Morales' grenade to counter 2 different strategies of other supports. So this is one I hadn't thought of where we're seeing right here to counter the Stukov silence. But also, I have in the past used it as a counter to Alexstrasza, which, of course, when Alexstrasza puts down that healing circle, as soon as it's about to pop, you explode the grenade in there and knock everybody out of the healing circle when it gets no value. Once again, aiming that in the direction of null pointer. But we will see for now the teams rotating around. A definite advantage here to Arrogant Nephalem. They have not only been picking up quite a few gems and are just one away from having enough for turn-in, but they've been turning them in. 24 already in the turn-in. And now they have enough. They may look to try to get an early turn-in here. They are spread out, so they'll need multiple members to turn in, including Ragnaros in the bot lane, who's been picking up all their bot gems. Meanwhile, rotation to the top here by both of these teams. Right now, Artana's getting the better of Ragnaros a little bit in lane, but it's not really netting them all that much. 7 Purrs does actually start an early camp here. Is at half health, so you've got to be careful. Of course, you can now dodge the damage from these siege giants while you're doing this. So it's not too much of a risk, but the Kilden is going to go ahead and pick up the turn-in off of this. This is going to reveal that 7 Purrs is down here, but there's not enough time to rotate, so free camp in the bot. But turn-in coming in for Arrogant Nephalem, which I think is a trade that they would make. They're a little bit behind on level, but not by much. They do have the explosive arrows coming in from Hanzo this game, so a little extra wave clear potential now that they have that level 4 talent. And have that constant armor shred coming in as well. Doesn't quite have redemption stacked up yet, but getting close. Needs 2 more stacks. In the bot lane, the Web Weaver pushing in, but is taking some harass from these siege giants early. Web Weaver in top getting the push. Focused by both teams in the mid, and the Web Weaver in mid does get taken down here by Arrogant Nephalem with little to no damage on that front wall. Stun does come in on He-Man. Gotta be careful here. Does have the teleport out still. Monk Panda. Poked down a bit. Gonna have to back up. Doesn't have the level 4 talent for the self-healing, but does have the well tap. And for now, Web Weavers will be cleaned up. Minimal damage to the mid and bot. Decent damage to the top. They get the front wall up there. But you'd like to get at least a few towers. At least a few front walls. But the rotation on Artanis is good. Full 5-man rotation to the bot for Arrogant Nephalem. And they are going to end up with first blood as they take out the Artanis in the solo lane. But the big story there is that's going to be quite a few gems hitting the floor. The side of Team Awesomesauce still have enough to turn in, but now they literally have 0 other than what Jimmy just pulled off the floor there. Artanis loses all of his gems out from the solo lane. And long term, we'll have to see if that really hurts them much. But they do get the Web Weaver phase here. Level 10s are coming in soon. And right now, both teams rotating to the mid. A lot of poison damage coming out. Shredding those Phoenix shields. Molten Core being popped to defend the bot lane. Hanzo up in the top, defending the top Web Weaver. Combo comes down onto Phoenix. And that's going to be the Holy Grail. Totally hitting that combo. Gold and damage there for the follow-up. Full 5-man commitment, and they are committed to getting this fourth. The combo comes down onto Johanna, and you talk about dropping gems. That is going to be 25 hitting the floor, and it is indeed going to be the stim drone coming out, but that's not going to be enough to keep Artanis alive. Getting a little bit too aggro there, but they do end up pushing them back, forcing the drop gems there. And we're going to see the Molten Core coming out. Molten Core, I should say, the Lava Wave. Molten Core was earlier. That's going to be a very good wave clear tool here for the side of Arrogant Nephalem. As the game goes on longer and longer, it's going to be more annoying for them to have to deal with that. Meanwhile, Akash might be kicking himself right now for not going with the corruption talent at level 1. He's hit some giant corruptions so far. Did go into the Q build, though. Building against that heavy front line. Well, I say heavy front line, but really it's only Johanna and Ragnaros is in the solo lane most of the game, so. Both teams going to go ahead and pick up their respective bruiser camps. Going to be marching down the mid. Both teams looking for a bit of a gank here. Neither team having nearly enough return in. They both had some pretty big setbacks in terms of the drop gems department here from these early 2 picks. Only 2 kills, but they've been very influential gem turns. Or I should say gem losses. Both teams going to go ahead and focus on clearing out the respective bruiser camps. Do have Ragnaros in the bottom soaking, but very even on level right now. Only a slight advantage in terms of the structure damage. Team Awesomesauce does have the mid fort down, but that's really about it. The other structures remain more or less untouched on both ends. Heroic picks, pretty standard of what you would expect. Suppression Pulse coming in from Artanis. You have the Stim Drone, Lava Wave, and it is the Purification Savo, so no Meme Beam Dreams from Kime. It is indeed the Flailing Swipe, so no shoves across the map. I actually do like Massive Shove as one of the only true counters in the game for Diablo. He just comes in to pressure constantly, and if you time it right, you can even stop the deadly charge. But speaking of, there comes the charge from Jimmy. We're popping the APOC, full commitment there. Not quite finding the combo. Typically, the combo is APOC into charge into overpower. That can be pretty difficult to pull off. I've played my fair share of Diablo games, and I've only pulled that dream combo off a couple of times. Harder than it looks, ladies and gentlemen. Diablo is one of those heroes that I really feel like is a specialty hero. If you play it well, you bring something to the team that not everybody can bring. But at the same time, he's equally weak if you're not good at him. It's just so unimpactful if you're just not that great at Diablo. But either way, we do have the N-Gage coming in. Phoenix getting caught out, gonna have to teleport back. Does make it out though. All the nice things for Kime. Have the ability to quickly disengage when necessary. Meanwhile, the stall coming in. And between the flashlight here and just general tank ability from the Johanna, Hanzo arrows, silence from Null Pointer, they can stall this for days. The Killin gets the turn in bot, and that's going to be the second Webweaver phase here for Arrogant Nephalem. Level 14 on both sides, so no big advantage going into this one. They are going to clear out the top and look. Then it looks like they're looking to push in to the priority lane here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Meanwhile, we will see the clear coming out from Team Awesomesauce and the other 2 lanes. So they give up the top lane, which is where the boss pushes. That's why a lot of teams tend to favor the bot lane. And they are pushing up with this. They are looking at the top keep front wall. The Wing, thank you so much for the host. Welcome everybody coming over from that matchup. I believe we're just finishing up that B West matchup between Obscured and Moto Miracle. Welcome everybody to the stream. We got game number 2 underway right now. Team Awesomesauce looking to close this out with a clean domination, but Arrogant Nephalem looking pretty good at the moment. They do have a slight level lead. They do finish up their turn in, getting some serious damage in the top lane. We do have the APOC being popped, and right now Team Awesomesauce looking to engage before the 16s come out, but we do have a couple of different heroics popped there for the disengage. Flailing Swipe as well as the arrow, it seems like. Meanwhile, that Lava Wave and bot getting some value. Clears out all the minions. Quickly, we'll have those minions stepping on into the fort, getting some damage. But 7 Purs is there. Clean it up. Camp picked up here in the mid for Team Awesomesauce. They're going to be looking to push this out. They're just looking for 16 right now. They don't want to engage. They have more than enough gems to get the turn in, but they don't really want to turn in, nor can they really challenge for one without those 16 talents. Meanwhile, the members of Arrogant Nephalem in the mid. Gonna clean up the camp. Meanwhile, the Holy Growl is looking to cap it. Rotation not in time from Arrogant Nephalem. Just like that, that's going to be the second set of Web Weavers now for Team Awesomesauce in this game. Pretty back and forth game so far, if you guys have missed the first half. Not a whole lot of team fighting. Not a whole lot of kills in general. Most of the kills coming from, you know, the singular rotations onto these solo laners. But eventually, even on Tomb of the Spider Queen, things must come to a head. Well, I like the priority here from Arrogant Nephalem. They definitely continue to prioritize the top lane, where the boss will be pushing should they cap it later. Oh, and a huge Sabo coming out. The Holy Growl, the first to fall. Phoenix does end up paying for that with his life, however. Lava Wave coming out, so the members of Team Awesomesauce scatter and are a bit split here. Cash trying to come down to get some effect in this team fight, but it is indeed Artanis that ends up falling. And Gul'dan ends up falling in exchange as well. It's going to be a lot of gems dropped. But while this fighting was going on, the side of Team Awesomesauce still have these Web Weavers pushing. So bottom Web Weaver takes out the fort. Mid fort front wall is going to take a little bit of damage here. Arrogant Nephalem does get here to clean this up. But at the end of the day, decent amount of value for Team Awesomesauce. They get a little bit of XP. Could have been a lot more value if they had won the team fight, of course. But it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to take the team fights when you've got Web Weavers pushing. Because if you win big. It's huge. If you lose, you don't really lose much because Web Weavers are pushing during the fight, not being answered to by the opponent. And then, you know, you usually end up with a little bit of value anyway, even if you end up losing the team fight. And that wasn't a complete loss. It wasn't an 0 for 5. They got some kills. However, it does allow Arrogant Nephalem to regroup. They push the lanes out. They get a turn-in of their own. And now you can see the aggression coming out from Arrogant Nephalem. They got kind of the same idea. They want to keep Team Awesomesauce here in mid as his top pushes out. Meanwhile, the charge in onto Kime. Gotta be careful here. The fear comes out, doesn't allow the teleport out, and that is going to be a big pick going over to Team Awesomesauce. And I like the call here. They're not going to chase. They're going to just go directly in for the clear. The top Web Weaver's got a very long way to go. The bottom is pushing in to the fort. They are going to send Artanis. Then the top, both teams are going to rotate around, pass like ships passing in the night, and we will have the insta-clear there. 7 Purs have to be careful here. The members of Arrogant Nephalem could decide to rotate. They actually will not, however. Shiggity, thank you for the host. The NGS family doing strong tonight. So many games, so many casters, so much support across the board. You gotta love it. Welcome everybody from his stream. Appreciate you guys hopping over here, finishing the nightcap strong here in Div C. It's a race between me and Murda to see who will win first here. Or I guess who will win last for that nightcap. Either way, we do have game number 2 deep in so far here. 18 minutes in. For those of you who are just joining, back and forth game so far. You can see the race to 20. Very, very close here. Pretty even on structures across the board. Both teams still owning one of their forts. Neither team losing a keep just yet. I like the call here from Team Awesomesauce. They dump pretty much all of their gems. 10 away from the turn-in, so they are very close. Need to get Gul'dan a few more gems. Lava Wave gonna clear out that bottom lane. Should get them to 20. Half a level here for Team Awesomesauce still. So as the Lava Wave passes over that last bottom set of minions, they'll get to 20. Look at the insta-rotate here from Arrogant Nephalem. This is a solid commitment by them. They don't necessarily have to stay here either. I like the idea of going in, poking it, and seeing how Team Awesomesauce reacts. And how do they react? They prioritize getting the turn in. I think this just didn't really think about the boss cap here. It is going to be capped in top. This should give the opportunity for the side of Arrogant Nephalem to clear this Web Weaver. It means the boss won't get quite as much value. It is marching onto an exposed keep, but the Web Weaver is going to spawn right around this and is going to help them clear it. Members of Arrogant Nephalem have no interest in trading out here on this top area. They're going to go directly in for the clear. And the boss is going to make it through to smack the keep a couple of times, but then will be decimated. He's going in too deep. He's just chasing. Chasing for that keep, man. Or we'll see the members of Arrogant Nephalem rotating to the bot. They're going to easily clear up this Web Weaver. Top Web Weaver is still a little bit healthy. And the members of Arrogant Nephalem are pretty far away. If I'm Team Awesomesauce, I am calling for hard engage. I want one of the tanks to dive in onto this fort and get started on sieging it. However, they're going to play this a little more passively. They don't want to throw the game this early. They do have the level 20s, but Jimmy does go in deep. Getting in after Kime. And the shields are not going to be enough. Even the level 20 shields, it's not going to be enough to keep them alive from that dive potential. Stim Drone does come out on the 7 pers. And Lava Wave and Molten Core coming out for the defense of this keep. And Team Awesomesauce needs to nope the heck out of here, because they are taking a ton of damage from this heroic difficulty Molten Core. Heroic difficulty, of course, given extra health and or to reduce cooldown for that Molten Core. Nice defense coming in from Arrogant Nephalem. They do lose the fort, but now 3 forts on both sides, 5 kills on each side. Both teams right around the same level here. So close. Look at the aggression coming in from Team Awesomesauce. They realize where Arrogant Nephalem is. They know that Phoenix is down. They get aggressive in here, and there's just nothing that Arrogant Nephalem can do about it. Just like that, Camp Steel is good. Either team very close to a Web Weaver turn in here. Both teams about halfway there. It looks like for now they will both resume the laning phase. Artanis has got to be a little bit careful here. He is way out in no man's land. Arrogant Nephalem is grouped back up. Could maybe look to go after him here. Or could to try to look to force bot, but 7 pers with a quick rotation out pretty safely. Camp is available for the side of Team Awesomesauce, and that is where they are going to go to rotate. A little bit of a breather for both of these teams before it's time to get back in there and fight once again. The boss, of course, still a ways out. Almost 2 minutes away. Big wave forming in top. There's got to be something that Arrogant Nephalem wants to clear out. Once again, the big gem dump here for Team Awesomesauce. They turn in 50, so now they're pretty close. 15 more gems, and they'll have it. We'll push that mid-wave in a little bit, get a little bit of damage for the members of Arrogant Nephalem to clear it out. Maybe get the... Nope. They refocus in on the minion wave, and they don't quite get that second tower. Cannon tower, though, is on its last leg there. Got a couple beams left holding that thing up. All heroics available for both teams here, including Lava Wave. Just waiting for a good opportunity to clean something out. Mid or bot, they're both pretty widely available. Of course, you do like to use the Lava Wave as a team fighting tool to deter. Turn in attempt here. Swap, not quite finding its mark there. By 7 pers. Nice shoot from Null Pointer and to kill them. Massive wave building up at top. I think mid might have been the wrong commitment there for that Lava Wave, but either way. We'll see the turn in top, but oh, Johanna. 40 gems on Sengatai. Indestructible comes out, but it might be too late. The arrow, it's not going to be enough. Can they pick up the gems? They guard. They guard the gems. What a brilliant, deadly charge by Jimmy. He charges in and pushes them away from the gems. And that's going to be 40 gems down the tube. 1 gem away here for Team Awesomesauce. And that just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, even if you're on Johanna, cannot afford to be out of place against Team Awesomesauce. These guys are too good at following up and finding people out of position. They got the gems they need. Cash looking at it, but actually is going to stall it. I love this call. They're going to go up. They're going to get the boss while Johanna is dead. They're going to time that up with the turn-in. They get it leashed, so now they can cap it. And what can Arrogant Nephalem do? This is such a strong win condition. They're going to have Web Weavers popping out. They're going to have the boss timed up perfectly. They want to engage. You got to know that they want to. They know they're there, but they just can't. They don't have Johanna. It hurts. It hurts to watch. Not only that, but now you got to choose. Mid and bot are pushed out really far. Top has a boss and a Web Weaver pushing in. You got to pick something you got to clear here. Now they do have Lava Wave available once again. But I imagine is going to be coming out any second into the top lane. They also have Molten Core available, which the Kilden is going to go ahead and pop here. Lava Wave will come out on top of it, and the Holy Scroll gets taken out. And what a defense coming in. Morales falls on the back end as well, and that is rough. They push right into the Molten Core, push right into the wave, and boy, did they pay for it. Ton of damage coming out from Kime there. Huge Savo. And the defense is good. They clear mid so quickly. They save the bottom keep. And Murda with the host. Murda, man, thank you so much. Welcome to the raiding party. Everybody hopping over. We've got one last match to finish off tonight for your Thursday night NGS action. Thursday, of course, pretty much the busiest. If you guys have ever looked at the calendar, it's like you can't fit all the games there. It's all the little slivers. Either way, welcome everybody. That murder raid, so powerful. Weenus, welcome to the nightcap. I was thoroughly enjoying your cast there with Swing earlier, until, you know, I had to come and do this one. It's quality stuff over there. You guys are hilarious. I don't openly laugh out loud during every cast in NGS, but you guys had me bouncing a little bit in my chair here. Either way, Unstoppable is going to be popped here. Both of these teams regrouped. They're all alive. The charge in, though. Natural agility out. The combo comes down. Johanna, indestructible pop. Can they get the heal? Then not in time. The poison finishes her off. No pointer popping down the silence, but instantly interrupted. To Kilden on the back end, popping the Molten Core. The lava wave coming in. Look out, members of Team Awesomesauce. Funk Panda gonna end up falling to the snipes from the Kilden, and that is the second time that this Molten Core Lava Wave combo has really stopped a big engage from Team Awesomesauce. from going perfectly. It is a 1-for-3 exchange, though. The camp is pushing into mid. This, and the catapults on core, the Winions. Okay. Too much to keep track of there. But either way, Team Awesomesauce finding a way to win here. Baiting that Molten Core to bot when they really needed it top. Or the Lava Wave, I should say. I suppose Molten Core would do the same job, but either way, Team Awesomesauce picks up a second win. They pick up a domination here in the series. Let's see if we can reach out to Team Captain Cash for an interview here. Actually, Cash is, I believe, does not have availability on the mic. So I might look to see... who might be available to interview here real quick. Either way, we'll hop into lobby 1 and see who we get. Tempting. Murda's sitting there in lobby 2. I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie. Either way, what a series. Arrogant Nephalem coming out, giving them a big-time matchup. Both these teams coming out to play tonight. Team Awesomesauce playing very efficiently in game number 1. And just huge props to them coming out in game number 2. And just going toe-to-toe. So close this last matchup was. I feel like that match just goes a little bit differently at the end there. They could have ended up taking a big win. They take a nice team fight at the end there, but at the end of the day, it's too much pressure coming in, too much hard engage from Team Awesomesauce, too much Diablo, if you will. And Jimmy making a statement here. Double Fire Devil. You don't see that all the time. Alright. Well, it looks like I'm not having any luck reaching out to the members of Team Awesomesauce. As much as I would love to do an interview with these guys, I don't want to keep you guys awake all night. Or do I? That's a Moist Weenus joke, by the way. That's the kind of joke he would make, but that's okay. I'm on board with it. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, we are going to be closing up shop tonight for NGS. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank all of the raids, all of the hosts, the NGS family, the NGS casting crew. It's strong right now. Can you feel it? Can you feel how awesome and fun all of this is? And I don't just say that because my team won last night and I'm pumped from a player standpoint, but it's just fun to be a part of this community. It's so amazing, and there's just so much support and good vibes. If you guys are not a member of NGS already, you should be looking for a team for Season 5. Come in here, have some fun with us. It's a good time for sure. And don't forget to follow the channel here if you want to see more NGS action. I got another match coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So you guys can come right back here and see some more NGS action. We got matches going throughout the whole week, every day of the week, multiple matches, multiple times for you guys to tune in. Wait! I think we might actually have somebody in here. I am being joined by Funk Panda. The amazing support coming in here. So Morales game number 2. Tell me a little bit about your guys' experience with Morales and how you guys are feeling right now as a team.
Okay, bro. Okay, so
where do you start, right?
yeah, I don't even know where to start, man. Okay.
I didn't even know we were gonna interview, so there we go.
Well, Kosh was like, "Hey, dude, we need somebody to come do an interview." So I was like,
"Go, get in there, get in there." Put me in, coach.
So fucking okay. So normally we have like 2 support players on our team. Okay, so normally it's like me and fucking. Sorry, can I curse? Sorry for our language, man. Normally it's me and the Holy Grail. But so when they started off the team picks with like the
Phoenix,
who's that? The Phoenix and the Ragnaros. Yeah. It was like they're only picking teams that like have to like walk forward, and then the Joanna, and so once it's like the team has to walk forward to engage, it's like a safe pick for Medic, and Medic goes really well with Gul'dan. So I mean, it was like a no-brainer, man.
And I saw those grenades coming in. I saw you interrupting those Stukov silences. Were pretty epic, I gotta say.
Yeah, that was another pick, a reason to do the pick, because I was like, man, well, who counterpicks Stukov? I mean, like, not many people do, so I mean, like, if I can just safely like interrupt the silence, I mean, like, come on, that's gonna be an easy choice.
All right, so second part of that question, I guess we'll cover is, you guys pick up a big win tonight. This was a big matchup in C West, number 3 versus number 5. How do you guys feel coming off that match, getting the domination tonight?
I mean, it felt good. I mean, to win. I mean, like but we know like it's when winning or losing, like mostly it's just us having fun with each other. You know, we're a bunch of just like we're adults with jobs and shit. You know, so like we only got like time like just winning is just it's fun to us just to hang out. I mean, like winning and losing, like we enjoy winning, but like at the end of the day, like it's like whatever, man. So I mean, as far as like it's a question like dominate. I mean, like, did we dominate? I don't know. I don't think we did. I mean, like, we just played our game and like just had fun doing what we normally do. This is what we do when we're playing team league. Like, so I mean, we got this guy named Artanis, and he's normally plays with us, but like he's a fucking idiot. But anyway, we love him to death. But like he wasn't here, so it's just like playing with my buddies, you know. It's like I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, get the subs in, have a good time. Who really cares how it turns out? You know, it's all about the journey, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got couple shout outs for good play. Of course, a Cash dealing a ton of damage, 300k siege damage that match. Jeez. I mean, I guess it's not more than Ragnaros, but it's not like Gul'dan has Lava Wave.
Yeah, but man, dude, that game was a burner, dude. It took like 30 minutes for that game. Of course, it's gonna be like
barn burner. Yeah, for sure. All right, so if you have any shout outs that you want to make, teammates, community, the floor is yours, man. Who do you want to shout out tonight?
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, so I want to shout out to the Holy Grail. He's on the team. He streams on Twitch, like twitch.tv/the Holy Grail. And then I want to give a shout out to my boy Spiff himself. He streams on Twitch too, like twitch.tv/Spiff himself. And those are my two main boys, you know. And so I just want to shout out to them and represent Bay Area. You know what I'm saying?
All right, the Bay Area getting the shout out tonight. I want to thank you for coming out for the interview, even if it was in the last second, Funk Panda. Thanks for coming out. Congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, man. Ciao. Later.
Oh, man. All right, so we are going to close it out. We're gonna try this again. Let's try it again. We got all the good vibes, all that stuff out. Follow if you guys want to see more NGS action. I'm going to have all my matches also capped, of course, on YouTube and archive. So if you want to see those long term, you can always go find them on there. You can subscribe if you want to see my matches as they come up. And that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. For NGS, I am Jayzon. I hope you guys have a good night. See you guys later. Bye-bye.